So hello guys, welcome to the channel. You can probably tell once again my mouth is not moving with the voice. This is the same issue. I recorded this the same day as the power stage. What I will do this time around though is I will actually talk throughout the run. I'm just waiting for my own arse to get going. So I did the shakedown. Obviously we know this stretch of road, it's the same stretch we did in the WRC1 cars last week. So I've picked the Fiesta. Again, it feels the most stable out of the WRC2 cars to me, so it's the one I picked.
40, crest, 60, 6 right to the jump, opens, into crest, 100, 6 left, tightens 3, 80, crest, 30, 6 right.
You see early on there, it tried to turn in a little early on me. Well, I was just trying to keep control of it at that point, but in the end, turning in point was fine. So ironically, this stage is actually going to be the stage in this week's power stage. I think it's in the Group A cars, so I'll be picking the Escort for that. I've realised I'm starting to turn into a bit of a Ford shill, but I seem to enjoy the Fords the most. Apart from I'll never pick that RS200 in Group B, that's for sure. So this is coming down towards the square right. I think this is where the end of the shakedown was, just here. And I think I was a second quicker than the shakedown if I remember rightly. So the run is going well so far. I can never get this corner right. Even though I know it's coming, I never get it right. I always seem to go a little wide. One day I'm sure I'll get it right eventually. This section here, always got to remember to stay to the left for this bit. And here it's just, yeah, just trying to keep it tight. There's normally the 6th right here, and we always go up that bank. I think it's the first time in ages that hasn't happened to me. Instead I went up that bank instead. Okay, so we're just coming up to the halfway point on the stage. So later on, for stage 3, this will be where the finish line is. Obviously we're continuing on all the way down to the end today.
6 right, don't cut, and 2 left, 110. 4 right short, 50. 5 left, into crest, 70. 3 right, and left of a crest.
I've noticed, like, with the way that all the rallies are set up on the game, like, you know, you end up spending an entire month doing Sweden in the case of February. So this stretch of road, at this point, like, I feel like I could just do it without the co-driver and I'd still know what I'm doing. It's got to that little section there is always the bit that generally gets me coming the other way. Almost cut that corner there, but not too bad.
6 left, tightens 3 of a crest, and 2 right, to 1 left, keep in 60.
I know the jump is coming, I just can never remember exactly when. I believe it is soon.
5 right short, and 5 left, 40, 4 right, 40, 1 left short, 30, 4 left.
I've only realised recently, by the way, that the jump that's coming up is actually Collins Crest. I knew that was on one of these stages, but because of the older games and what have you, like, it looks so different. So different compared to what it looks like on this game. Part of me wonders how they got it so bad. Here we are, this jump here. So always remember, you've got to go slightly left over the jump to line yourself up nicely.
70, slight left, tightens 3, short, 30, slight right, opens, 40, into crest, 80. 4 left, tightens 2, around Bales, into right of a crest, 40.
Okay, then when we come out of this corner, there's the banner. We're on the final stretch to the finish line. Now this particular section of this run, I do enjoy it very much. It's like after this point I'm pretty much full throttle until I'm having to brake for the square right. It just feels so nice, so pleasant. Turned a little early there, but not too shabby, and we got a 4:44. Which I felt like was a real competitive time. Getting the app up, I should have probably had this up before I got to this, so I could actually tell you what it is after the week was over. So obviously I did do it on Sunday, so I don't think I dropped, I think it was about 500th, I think. I'm just checking now. Uh, 504th I finished up overall, and eventually I do find Co, and he finished about 11 seconds behind. I think he got a 4:55. I'll obviously show on screen where he finished. I don't have that to hand right now, but yeah, let's move on to stage 2. Okay, so here we are at the start of stage 2, so it's basically stage 1 in reverse. I'm quite happy with that initial run, so just outside the top 500, going the first way.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go 60, turn square left, 30, 4 right, 50, slight left.
I still can't ever seem to get that square left, right at the start.
40, 3 right, keep in.
I either get understeer or oversteer. I can never get it right, but
80, slight left of a jump, 30,
it wasn't too bad, to be fair. I had it much worse.
1 right, half long, around Bales.
I forgot how this bit worked, but I got a bit lucky. The last time I forgot about that, I went piling straight into the barrel pile, and everything is on the right hand side there. I think we're coming up to the jump. Here we are. So with this one, because I'd seen Co's video and I saw how fun it is, you'll see I brake and then hit the throttle just before the jump. Seemed to keep the car much straighter, and then I just carried on. So I think that's the key in these front-engined cars is literally the brake and then smack the throttle just before you hit the jump to get the nose up. You seem to keep it straight quite nicely. Okay, so we're just coming up through the section. I know that the difficult corner that always catches me out is coming up. Just never know where it is. That's why it always catches me out.
Open 6 of a crest, 30, 5 left, 30, 6 right, tightens 5, and 3 left, and 6 right, 40, 5 left sharp, 80.
Okay, so it's this point that I'm actually thinking to myself, right, I know it's definitely coming soon, I just don't know when. And I know, like, I need to make sure that I don't screw it up. And here it is. This is it here. I think you see me going, yeah, you didn't get me this time. I knew once I got through that, I was like, okay, no, I feel fairly comfortable the rest of the way. There is one other little section that gets a bit tight, a bit sketchy. I'll obviously talk about it when we get there.
Sharp, and 6 left, 40, crest, and 5 right, into left of a crest, 30.
So with this, because I've now turned the ABS like completely off, like, all I run with now is one traction control. So I'm sort of really learning that it's like sort of tapping the brakes rather than just putting the brake down. Okay, so we've now completed the first half of the run back. This bridge caught me out in last week's weekly rally, so I was being careful there. So then we're coming up to the other sketchy section.
And left of a crest, 40. 6 right. And 6
So
left.
it's just
4 right of a crest. Opens long.
just down here when you're starting to go back down the hill. So we should have the turn, and then there it is there.
30.
And then here we go. So just before this square. So this bit can be quite sketchy, especially with me. Every time I try and turn the back like it did there, the back end always hits the ice wall. So you really have to line up the car a lot narrower than you think you do just to be able to get the back end to actually come round when you want it to. But now, like, we're sort of now I'm thinking, okay, that's all the difficult stuff out of the way. Obviously hubris will always kill you, so don't get too cocky, as they say. So that's just what my mindset is now, is just keep it together, be smooth.
Small crest, 30. Right of a crest, 40. 3 right short, 40. 6 left. Tightens 4, long, 120.
And now we're coming up to the corner, which, yeah, just up here.
Right opens.
So in both directions, you can really push it towards this tree. You see there, I think I got so close, I almost hit it.
Jump, 30.
But you can, really be aggressive on the inside of that turn. And then here, it's just making sure you're lined up properly so you don't go skewing off into the snowbanks. Committed through the final corner, and then across the line with a 4:44. So I actually, just checking the times now. Yeah, I was consistent. 4:44 in both directions. This time round though, 4:44 actually got me 428th. So nearly 80 places further up the list. You see Lambo Man there. I see him quite a lot now. I did see him when I was looking for Co. So Co's time, I believe he had a disaster run and he was actually over 5 minutes. So I will cut, obviously in editing, you'll see what he got there. But I think it was like a 5:04. It wasn't good. Yeah, I think he had a roll somewhere along the ways. So yeah, we'll skip now to stage 3. Okay, so here at the start of stage 3, not really much to say. There is no services during this week's weekly rally. So it's the first half of stage 1. So again, we're going to be cutting it close to that tree, as you'll see. I'll obviously point it out when we get there. I think I do have a bit of a moment on this run.
Right of a small jump, 40. Crest, 60. 6 right of a jump.
A couple of moments actually, but we'll cover them when we get there.
6 left.
So here's the first one. The landing didn't go as much as I liked, so I had to get off the throttle. But there's the tree again on the inside. That time I cut it really close. Probably a little too close, if I'm honest. Heart and mouth moment, if you know what I mean. And I think our second moment isn't too far away.
70, 4 right, 90. 3 left short, 40, 6 left of a crest, 30, 5 right of a crest, 60.
There we are. So yeah, my inside front tyre just hit that snowbank and the car went round. Fortunately I did a full 360, so you know, a second, maybe 2 seconds lost at most. I mean, 2 seconds is pushing it. It's probably about a second if I'm honest. So, but I got quite fortunate with how that worked. And as you hear, once again, I still end up going a little wide. Like, I know it's coming. Like, I've done this stretch of road so much. Like, I know that corner's coming, but I can just never get it right, and it's starting to annoy me.
30, 4 left of a crest, and 5 right, and 5 left of a crest. Keep in into 6 right, to slight left.
Make sure we try and keep it to the left for these corners here, so I don't go up that bank. And then the opposite for this one here, but I still hit that one. Over that bridge. And now we're just on the wind to the end of the stage here.
40, over finish, into 6 left, to stop. Okay, that's a 1 minute, 54.9.
4:54.957, which was not awful. So we're looking at the time there. So after the week was over, that put me 510th. So I feel like maybe a 452 if I hadn't done the spin and the wobble, like the two combined, maybe cost me two seconds. So I'm just down now looking for Co. I believe his time was a lot closer to me on this one, like a 458, and I think he had a minor incident as well. I'm not close to it now, I'm just going to stick with it, not cut to it. There it is, here we go. Yeah, so a 458. So he's 602nd there. I'm going to say he's probably around about 700. Obviously, I'll pop it at the top of the screen once I found it on the app for you to see. So let's get into the fourth and final stage. Okay guys, well, final stage. Again, just going back the way we've just come on stage 3.
Start 6 left. 30.
So we get to get close to that tree and see if we can manage to do the square left a little bit better than we did it on stage 2. I'm not sure what I was talking about. Oh, probably warning myself that I need to be careful with that bridge, because it was on this version of this stage where I actually went off last week in the weekly rally. I think it was stage 4 then as well, funny enough.
3, 2,
But there was another stage to follow after that.
Go 6 left, 30, and 5 left, over bump, into 5 right,
So it's just up here.
over bridge, into 4 left of a crest, 70, 6 left,
And we
6
also
right
navigated
of a
that.
crest,
Still didn't get that corner quite right.
and 5 right of a
But
crest,
not the end of the world.
and 5 left short,
A little bit
30,
of speed lost, but not too much.
4 right, and left of a crest, 40, 6 right, and 6 left, into 4 right of a crest, opens long, into bump, into crest, into 5 right short, slowing, 30, turn, square left,
So there we go. Down towards the square.
70, 6 left, 50,
Yeah, just turned a little later and boom, there we are. Got it round nicely. That's probably the best I've done that corner in a long time.
crest,
Oh,
40,
you can always cut that on
70,
the inside. As long as you keep those left-hand wheels on the actual track, you won't lose any speed.
5 right short, 40, 4 right sharp, 70,
Pull you along
4
nicely.
left, 80, 4
That's
right,
where I spun
half
out
long
on the
tightens,
reverse
4 left
lead.
short, 120,
Lucky I didn't have to worry about that too much. Did have a
small
bit of a wobble,
crest,
but it was all fine
30,
in the end.
right of a crest,
And so
40,
it's going a little scrappy.
3 right short,
Little bumps
40,
here, little bumps
6
there,
left,
but
tightens 4,
nothing too
long,
major.
120,
now I'm just waiting to see that banner because I know it's coming.
3 right, opens,
And again, this is the corner
130,
where you really get close to that tree
6
if
left
you
of a
can.
crest, long,
Yeah, as you can see, really cutting
into
it
small
fine.
jump, 40, jump, 30, slight
I
left of a
think in
crest,
this one I actually
and
do
slight
line it
right,
up a bit better
80,
than I did on
5
stage 2.
left, 100, finish, into
So,
5
and then
left,
it's just
to
like,
stop.
do I dare keep my foot planted? Yes, is the answer to that.
That's a 1 minute,
And we
53.4.
finished with a 1:53, so that is a second quicker than it was coming the other way. So yeah, really quite happy with that. And my final position on that stage will show. So obviously on the run I was 360th. By the end of the week, which was obviously later that day, I only dropped down to 389th. So I was really quite happy with that. And I know Co was a lot closer to me this time round. That's why I'm doing it slowly, because I know I'm going to run past him if I go too quick. I think he got a 55 if I remember rightly. Oh, there's Lambo Man once again. So I know I always see him fairly close to me. He's normally quicker than me. Obviously this week he wasn't. He was a bit on the slower side, but I always see him there or thereabouts. He's always around me. And there's Co with his 155. So we go to the overall rankings. You see there I'm 386th. That eventually turned into a 412th. The reason I was pointing is because obviously pointing out where Co is in relation to me. I think he's much further back. I actually need to find out from him what his finishing position was so I can find it, because it might take me a little while otherwise. So as you can see though, we have closed the championship gap quite drastically. He's obviously dropped a few places. I've gained a load. So, you know, the battle is on. Alright guys, well, that will do it for this one. Thank you all for joining me today. That was a fun rally, I have to say. I really did enjoy that one. I will be doing this week's weekly rally, which I think is on the new stages in Portugal, I believe. I'm not sure what car group it's in. I'll need to double check, but I'll be doing that probably Thursday, I think. The power stage is basically stage 1 in this week's weekly rally that you've just seen in the Group A's though, so I'll be taking the Escort out on that, as I said earlier. But yeah, we've got some clubs running at the moment. So obviously my club is running. We're currently in week 4. I did my run yesterday on Rally Aegon by whatever, Pacifico, Rally Pacifico, Indonesia basically. I did my run yesterday. I believe a few other people are doing theirs. It's a Co's club. I will link in the description below. Nothing's running on his at the moment. He's just waiting for members to join before he actually starts running stuff. Also, Nick over at Blown Piston Motorsport, he started his yesterday. I'll have a video coming out later this week. He streamed his on Monday evening, his run. I'd already done mine by then, but like I said, I recorded it, so it's just a case of I've got to cut it, edit it, and get it to you. I think that's everything. So all there is left to say is if you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. If you really enjoyed the video, do consider subscribing. Otherwise, again, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.